Hey everyone, this is Era Renee. Today I'm going to do a video on questions people don't ask before they start dating. For instance, you meet a person, male or female, and you guys never seem to ask them questions, serious questions. You look at them or it's something about them that you're attracted to and you gravitate to them and you automatically just, kind of fall in lust because you're not loving them really. You fantasize about them and your mind just wanders all over the place and you wonder about all the magnificent things that you guys can actually do together. But a lot of times you don't get to know the person, and then when you find stuff off later down the road, you're kind of ticked off at yourself. So this is some of the questions, and I had some profiles up, but I took them down. That I asked people because they're saying, you know, plenty of times you never asked me that, blah blah blah. For instance, you meet someone and you're like, do you live with someone? Are you in a relationship? Are you guys still together? You really don't ask that. You just say, are you? They'll say, oh, well, we're just taking a break. What the crap is taking a break? Taking a break could be like they went out of town, or it could be they decided to go their separate ways just for a little bit and then come back to meet, and you're just like the sidekick. You're like the rebound on the male or female, and you don't want to be that because you might be catching feelings, but this person's going to bed every night with you, but thinking about the other person. So you don't need that. So certain questions that you should ask, like for instance, do you live with someone? Okay, if that answer is yes, okay, then you immediately like, are you guys in a relationship? You know, and if it's a roommate, that's a different thing. Roommate sleeping in two different rooms. Okay, that's fine, and they're not sexually uh, or romantically involved. That's great. Have you ever been with a man? Have you thought about being with a man? This is questions that women need to ask guys. Guys, you need to ask women the same thing because a lot of times if they have been, they're gonna go back. So you don't need that extra drama in your life at all. You need to ask about if they have kids and is there drama with the other side, the father or the mother. You need to ask those questions because you do not want to be, you don't want that in your life. You don't need drama. You have your own drama. You have your own problems. Because a lot of times you don't ask, and later down the road, the woman does not want you being a part of her child's life, or the father doesn't want anyone around his or her, their kids. And those are things that you need to ask to make sure because you don't want to, like I said, start catching feelings and thinking you guys are going to be in something that you're not going to be in. So, questions that you definitely need to ask. And guys, you need to ask a woman before you even have sex with her. Is she pregnant? Are you expecting? Do you think you might be? You might think these are aggressive questions, but they're not. These are the need to know. And you need to know. And women, you need to ask guys, do you have a baby on the way? Did someone say there's a possibility that they might be pregnant? You don't even want to deal with it. Because down the road, here it comes. He wants to play daddy, or and the thing of it is, ladies, some of you ladies be like, well, that ain't his kid, and you fall, you don't know you wasn't there until that DNA come back. Don't even jump on a bandwagon. And another thing is, you don't want it in your life because it's gonna cause problems. So what if you end up pregnant and he just had a baby by this other chick, and he really wants this child and he wants to spend time with it. He want to beat his chest and be proud, and then start mistreating you because of her. So you don't want that. I mean, it comes with a lot of stress. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying avoid uh, the relationships because there are kids there. But when there's a kid on the way, that's a whole different situation because his attitude might change. All of a sudden, he think he might want to be with her, or he, vice versa. Just let it go. Let it go. You don't need to put yourself in those situations at all. You know, and you need to ask, are you guys listening to me? Because some of y'all think I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. And then when an incident occur and you remember I said something, yeah, I'm not cuckoo. I'm just telling you what I see and what I've saw. And I've traveled. I used to be in the surface for 10 years, so I've seen many a things. Okay, what you need to ask, do you swing? And a lot of people misinterpret the terminology of swinging. Swinging means, for those of you that don't know, that this person has multiple sexual partners. They have parties where they go to, and if you ever been to a swing party, you'll be surprised what you see. I'm not a swinger, never have been, don't want to be, don't want no parts of it. But I have some friends that have had tons of party. And the difference is, like, if you're not a swinger, you're down in the main part and you're just partying with everybody else. But if you go upstairs and look in the hallway, oh my God, you see people coming from this room going to that room. It's wild and it's crazy. Don't want no parts. I love me too much. And you need to find out, because a swinger is that they're going to continue to swing. And a lot of people don't even ask if you're a swinger. And ladies, you need to find out if they're a mama boy. Because a lot of times that mama can be a headache. Ooh, Lord have mercy, all in your business. I know I sound kind of old, but you know, you don't want that in your business. And guys, you need to find out if that's a daddy's girl, because a dad can be all in your business too. I mean, even though these are grown people in their 40s and 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Same with the mama boys, 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. You don't need another woman trying to tell you how to run your house. You just don't need it. It's just crazy. And you need to ask, what was the longest relationship a party has been in? Were they committed? Were they in love? Did they really care about that person? You know, did they get anything, accomplish anything together? And if they had the opportunity, would they go back? These are questions that you need to ask, because you don't want to set yourself up for another failed relationship. I mean, you just really don't, you know. And if you meet a person and you guys are conversing and this person is constantly talking about himself and yada, 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 not interested in where you live and wants to tell you everything about him or tell you everything about her, you need to think twice, because what interest are they showing in you? Or, no one wants to date a selfish person. You got to make sure that they're not selfish. And you want to make sure that these people, like I said, when you're dating, you just don't ask the questions. You want to make sure that they somewhat financially stable, because you don't want to meet someone that can't get their finances together, because finance along with sex are going to be two major parts in any relationship, and plus communication is the number one thing, because if you don't have communication in a relationship, how are you to stay in a relationship? And financially, I don't care, it's up there with sex, but financially stable is going to be another issue, because you have to be financially stable in order to, succeed in a good relationship. Because if your funds are not where they need to be, you guys are going to constantly be stressed about bills and how you're going to pay this and how you're going to pay that, and whining and dining and just enjoying each other. And then the sex on top of that, it has to be on point. Those three things, communication, sex, and finance, is going to have to be in every relationship in order for it to work. And in one point in your life, you're getting too old to be playing games. And I know what a lot of people like to do is they like to bounce around to see, like, they want to, when they start off dating, it's like interviewing. You might have 5 or 6 people at one time that you're going out with, just to see where they stand and if they click with what you want, and if you guys are meant to be, and if they up to your caliber. But I'm gonna tell you something, a lot of times you can go out there and meet that person, but you look at the conversation and their etiquette, and if they're up to par with what you want. These are some people just look at the booty and the face, and women look at the chest and and the bank accounts. But if you're not gelled together, like that person makes you laugh and make you happy, and when you see them your heart skips a beat, and you're just there for the financial situation, you're going to stray, because that's not what you want. You're just there for that money. And it kills me to see women, if this person is financially stable and they big time and they millionaires, and they got money, they got it going on, they driving nice cars, these women will chase these men down. They don't even care about them. And then the guys, they know that they can pull them because of the financially, by them being financially stable, and the vehicles that they're driving, the homes that they're on, they know that women are going to gravitate to them. And men are kind of fear of women that have their own, and that are outspoken and they feel like they are a threat, but we are not threats because, you have to look at it differently. When you find someone, you want to laugh, you want to have a good time. I mean, you want to, like I said, you want to have everything in place. You just don't want to be like, oh, she's very smart, I could take her around the office and friends. She can be smart all she wants, but if she can't make you laugh and put that spike in your heart when you see her or him, you're just in it for the wrong reasons. You got to be happy, people. Happy, happy, happy. You can't just be there for the wrong reasons to get the bills paid and stuff like that, because you're going to constantly be out there interviewing more people because that one person is not satisfying you like you need to be. You need to have the love, the laughter, the finance, the communication, and to top it off, you got to be spiritual. You got to have something that's going to lead you. It's like the chain of command. You got to have, God, communication, finance, romance, and everything else will fall into play. So when you're out there dating, look at the 360. Look at the whole picture. Don't look at a little portion of the picture because you're missing something. And write it down. Right now, say, I got some questions I need to ask you on the second date. And stop giving it up so quick, both of you guys, because you don't know what that person lies. And there's so many hidden diseases out there with or without condoms. You can still end up with something. So this is your girl, the Era Renee, just giving you a little advice on dating, questions that need to be asked, and getting your life right. And if you're in a good place, stay in that place, because soul searching outside of your relationship, thinking you can find something better, you end up finding something worse. You know what you have, you don't know what you're getting. Your girl, Era Renee.